coming consistently. I didn't get a raise. I wasn't eligible to get a raise. They wanted me to do 12-hour shifts, but they provide the transportation, but they won't pick us back up. If we come and set up there at 3:30 in the morning, they pick and choose who they want to go out. And I know the percentage of blacks and Latinos there. It's like 15% of blacks and maybe 45% of Latinos. But when it's time to sign up, they'll pick more of them before they pick us, saying we have to be bilingual. Or they'll put us on the line with some team leaders who do not speak English at all, but they want us to be able to work fast. If you don't work fast, they put you off the line. Now the next person might be a Latino, they might be consistent, compatible to do this, but they rate us off how they perform. And if we don't meet that performance, they send us home.
What's your last name and how old are you?
Reese, I'm 25.
How do you spell?
R-E-E-C-E.
R-E-E-C-E.
C-E.
And you applied to work at this company?
No, I just was a part of the, they send you out to everywhere. I did Frito-Lay, I did Peacock, packing lunch rolls. But if you don't come with your own jackets and stuff, they weren't going to supply them. But the Latinos, they were supplying, you know, gloves and extra coats and things like that for them.
She currently works with Westside Health.
And I just started working with them, but that's where I was before here. So I dealt with that like a year and a half, and I still was getting $8.25. And there's sometimes they'll make some Latinos line leaders. You get a vest within 6 months, and it's like, well, I've been here a year and a half.
Right.
Like, why I'm not, you know, eligible for that opportunity too. They say you have to be bilingual. And I don't think that's fair, because if you put me on a line with a line leader who doesn't speak English at all, why they're not eligible to be bilingual too as well? Why I have to be me that have to be versatile for both languages?
Right.
And so what we really have is a problem with staffing agencies. Most companies, Fortune 500 companies, are starting to use staffing agencies instead of hiring direct.
Yeah.
That way it takes a lot of the responsibility
And
off
benefits.
of them. And benefits, and so where they may pay a staffing agency $17 an hour per person, the person who actually doing the work only getting $8.25.
Exactly.
So they
That's how it goes.
they working half for themselves and half for the staffing agency, which is not fair.
And then there was a dangerous situation where they gave them different kind of equipment to work with. If you're handling something hot or something.
the gloves.
But then you were working on a dangerous situation, so
Yeah.
that's another issue, you know. And pitching one Latinos or whomever against each other. You know, telling you can't work, you've been working there for a long time, but yet and still you're not getting the benefits that you should be getting. So that's again.
So why are we here? Is this like an example of the multiple companies that are doing this? Is that why we're here? Why are we here today?
We're here right here today is because Westside Health Authority has actually sent clients here, and they've been mistreated here. And so they'll mistreat you to the point that instead of them firing you, you'll just quit. You know, and so we're here because this company is right here in the community. If you walk down Madison, Division, Chicago, North Avenue, and go in every store, you find all their candies in our stores, but none of our people work here.
Right, yes.
How many workers are we talking about, do you know? How many people are employed here?
There's roughly 200 temps a week.
Just temps here.
Yeah.
Temps only?
Well, no, they have.
A lot of their production lines have been totally temped out. So they've turned over. So that's a problem by itself.
And there's a huge disparity there between Latinos and African Americans who are coming looking for these jobs but are not being selected.
And when you come, do you go to staffing agency?
You go to the staffing
And
agency.
then you ask to work here?
You're contracted. This is where they send you to.
And some of the workers that you said that you've sent here, like staffing agencies have sent them here, and then they're being mistreated, and then they're quit?
Yeah.
Or
How
either
many-
if
how many
they're
workers
being
are we talking
mistreated
about?
on the jobs also.
Well, for us, we've worked with like 75 that came through here at one point at a time and been hired or let go for various reasons. You
All
know,
all hired through temp agencies?
temp agent, yeah, you.
And after being hired, they came to you for help?
No, we're the ones that took them. See, what we used to do is the vans is load them up and take them to the temp agencies, fill out the applications with them, because we're an employment agency. So we would take them to the temp agents, fill out the applications there, and then make sure they made it back at 4 a.m. the next day. And so once they got there, then it's the temp agency's job to contract them out to a facility, and they would take them there, but they wouldn't come pick them back up. Now, if you take them out into the western suburbs and they get off at 4 in the morning, there's no transportation.
True.
See, that's another part of what they do to them. So now they have to figure a way from out there to get back home. You know, and the temp agency charges them for the drop off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that illegal
What?
to be charged?
No, it's not illegal for transportation services. That's what it's called. It's called transportation services. Most companies, employment agencies that actually help clients get jobs and actually provide a service. Usually it's like $5 round trip. Somewhere between $5 and $10 round trip, which that's illegal to do. It's illegal to take someone out there and then leave them.
And that
You know.
started happening when? So you've been doing this for how long, and when did you start seeing this mistreatment?
2 years ago, we started. So we've been working with temp agencies since we've been up and running since 2003. But we just recently realized what was actually going on. This is systematic, and it's been going on for a while. We just realized it because our clients kept complaining about the mistreatment. And so we did not want to be ones that lead people to jobs, and then when they have an issue, do not get involved with it, because then we're letting them down. You have a system that's already letting people, and mind you, these are poor people that are trying to make a living for themselves. These are folks who've been incarcerated that don't want to do crime any longer, and they're trying to make a life for them and their families.
Still is not given an equal opportunity.
That's it.
And so when you have something like this, you're pushing the people that's least among us back into alignment of criminality. And so we're trying to stop that. And the only way we're going to stop it is having conversation with companies like Ferrara Pan.
So 2 years ago, you realized this and you started to try to have a conversation?
But yes, last year we was here with with a protest. This 16 months ago we was here protesting, and we asked for conversations, and out of that conversation what happened was they started to hire African American workers. But the mistreatment was still so much that it was not able for them to continue to work. So in essence, they can say, well, we didn't hire some. Well, now we're back here to talk about the disparity in hiring and the mistreatment of the employees, not just African Americans, but our Latino brothers and sisters as well.
So when you say mistreatment, what does that mean?
Mistreatment is you have a person working here 6 months to a year and they can't advance. That's mistreatment. Then the work conditions that you have, we've had clients get hurt and be told that if they say something, they wouldn't get back here.
Have you filed complaints?
There's lawsuits in effect, but everybody is not a part of that lawsuit. There's a class action lawsuit against the temp agencies and the companies participating, but everyone's not a part of the lawsuit. So what about the other folks that's not a part of the lawsuit? Who's to speak up for them? And that's why we're here. We want to make sure everybody is treated the same way and everybody gets a fair shot.
So you've been trying to have conversations and it's just not happening? And that's
Just
why
not happening. And just like say, leadership had changed over 2 years ago. You had a investment group take over, and now the conditions are still the same. So we're thinking maybe this new group don't know what's going on at their plant. So we want to talk to them about it, and maybe once they find out, they may be willing to do something. But if we never have the conversation with them, we can only assume that they don't know.
Got it.
Now, my experience here, I'm a job developer for Westside Health Authority. My name is Daryl Jefferson.
What's job developer?
Job developer is a person who goes to different companies or organizations to ask for individuals to get hired. So my experience here, I came here to speak to someone in HR. Security kept me down at the gate and had the HR lady come out here and meet me instead of respecting who I was and you know what my position is in terms of being a job developer and talk to me like a human being. She came out there and she barely even wanted to speak to me. So there was like a lot of racial, disparity that was going on with me just coming up here to inquire about some employment for my
Okay,
clients.
John is back.